Hey you guys, this is the Retro Flora Podcast. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Charmy, and we're just two crazy sisters with an opinion and a channel.
If you like true crime, conspiracies, and supernatural shit, then this is your channel. Alright you guys, so we're hitting you up today with a conspiracy.
Well, you know how I feel about conspiracies? I feel like half of them are just bullshit.
You're no fun. I feel like, okay, it depends on the conspiracy. I'm a big, huge lover of time traveling conspiracies and like the universe conspiracies. I love space. Like that is literally my jam. Like I love space.
Oh my god.
Space Jam!
I do love that song. Everybody get up. It's time to slam now.
So you guys, today's topic is going to be the 4 ways the universe may end.
By fire. That's what Jesus said.
That's
the Earth.
That was the Earth.
Okay, that's the same thing.
It's not. The Earth is so minute compared to this vast universe.
All the planets are going to set on fire, okay? That's how it's going to end. Spontaneous combustion.
No. So, I figure we should start by how the universe was actually created.
By God.
And the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah!
So, the creator of the Big Bang Theory is Georges Lemaitre. He was a Belgian astronomer in 1931. So basically, the universe started with a hot infinite dense point called a singularity that inflated and stretched roughly 13.8 billion years ago. And a singularity is a point in time where there's zero volume containing infinite density and energy.
Bitch, is this a vocabulary lesson?
So like, basically it's just like this like little small point that has like infinite density and energy. And it's like compressed kind of, and it's about to whoosh.
Okay.
When the universe began, it was just a hot, tiny particles mixed with light and energy. As it continued to expand, the particles began to cool down, and the particles began to group together, forming atoms, and then atoms group together and they form stars and galaxies and so on and so forth. So basically, the Big Bang Theory is tiny little particles just whoosh, they blew up and cooled down, atoms formed, stars, universes, planets, all that lovely jazz. So that brings us to the Big Bounce Theory, which, by the way, some people why are you laughing?
I just think of butts bouncing.
The universe is bouncing at ass.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
So basically, the Big Bounce Theory, some people believe it could be how the universe ends, and some people believe it's actually how the universe formed. And once I get into this theory, you'll understand why I'm saying that. So the creator of the Big Bounce Theory is Anna Iges. I hope I'm saying that right. She was an associate research scientist at the Columbia Center of Theoretical Physics. And so basically the Big Bounce Theory is the universe is expanding and contracting, seesawing back and forth in a massive big picture timeline. The current universe resulted from the collapse of the previous universe.
So like reincarnation?
Yes, basically it's like the universe died, like right before it dies, it's actually reborn.
Okay.
This theory, before the universe collapses into an infinite dense singularity, and in this definition a singularity has a minimum value instead of having zero value like in the Big Bang Theory. And it has a maximum energy that was not infinite, not infant like babies, but infinite like forever. It is saved by a quantum process and reverses course once again. Now I know all this is like going through your head, you're like, what the heck did she just say to me? Basically, the universe shrank all the way down to almost nothing and then exploded out again.
Okay.
And so, in a sense, it's an implosion that triggered an explosion.
Okay.
So it's like the pressure just like sucks in, and then before it's like sucked into nothing, it expands right back out. So basically, the universe has periods of expansion and contraction. And just imagine the universe as like a lung.
Or like a rubber band.
Yeah, so you know how like with like a lung, your lungs like when you're exhaling they like squeeze so like tight packed, and then when you inhale they expand back out. That's kind of like how the universe is. It's like continuously breathing, so it never ever truly ends. It's like infinite. I mean, like, well, the life will end, but it'll come back and then like do it over again. So some believe that the expansion of the universe is just one phase, while the others believe that we've had continuous cycles.
Okay.
Yeah, so some people believe that this was our first phase, and some believe that this was going on for millions and billions and trillions of years, like a huge number of years. When I tell you about the other ones, you're going to be like, yeah, I kind of think this one is the one.
The first one?
Yeah. So our next theory is the Big Crunch theory. So basically in this theory, the entire universe collapses under its own gravity, ending in a black hole singularity. One day the universe will stop growing and then it will begin to shrink. The expansion of the universe eventually reverses and the universe recollapses.
Isn't that kind of like the Big Bang theory?
Yeah, except for it ain't coming back.
Oh, so it's just
it's gone. It's done.
It's gone forever. Okay.
And so instead of expanding and cooling, the universe shrinks and heats up everything that exists in the universe, and it will collapse into a tiny point like how it began. So it's kind of like
so it's kind of like what I said, we all set on fire and die.
The expansion would stop and reverse, with the galaxies getting closer together. After tens of billions of years, the galaxies would get so close that the supercluster of galaxies will become super galaxies. So they're just kind of like squishing. It's like, you know, like when you think of New York and they're like getting on the subway and just like packed all of us in there. We're just like, yeah. And the center of the galaxies would have massive stars. The massive stars would be so big that they would blow themselves apart, and matter would get so compressed that all life would end, and everything would be consumed by a massive black hole.
Man, all this reminds me of is Treasure Planet.
So as the universe grows smaller, it also gets hotter. So basically this theory, think of this theory as like the opposite of the Big Bang.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So instead of like blowing out, it's gonna be sucked in through a black hole. Yeah, that would definitely suck.
Yeah, we would definitely not survive that.
Yeah, well,
it's a good thing it'll be like, you know, millions of years
yeah,
after us.
It's tens of billions of years. So yeah, this theory is kind of scary, because it's like, if you're like living during this time, like, what do you see? Like, do you just see like the sun getting closer to us, and like all the planets just start getting closer to the sun, or like what?
I also feel like they would have known to be preparing for it.
Okay, how do you prepare for this? The entire galaxy is about to compress.
Make good with your God and just pray.
Do what?
Make good with your God. There's nothing you can do to
make good with your God and just pray. Okay, well, that's what you're gonna have to do.
Sing hymns while we all die together.
Tens of billions of years into the future, y'all just get together, pray to your God, and that's it. That's Charmy's advice for you guys. My advice is, I don't know, party. Spend the days with your family. So our next theory is the Big Rip theory.
What's with these bigs? Big Crunch, Big Rip, Big Bang.
It all started with the Big Bang.
Hey!
The Big Rip can occur when dark energy becomes stronger than gravity, reaching a point where it can rip apart single atoms. So dark energy is like hypothetical form of energy that exerts negative and repulsive pressure, behaving like the opposite of gravity. When you think of like dark energy and like dark matter, they're totally different. So dark matter pulls the galaxies together, while dark energy pushes them away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, instead of like gravity pulling you to the earth, it will be repelling you away.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So the matter of the universe and even space-time itself is torn apart by the expansion of the universe. The force of gravity that is holding objects together will be overpowered, ripping apart the space-time fabric and everything in between, like a rubber band stretched too far. Yeah, so as the universe is infinitely expanding, it's like
stretching.
Yes.
So I guess my rubber band theory goes with this one better.
The space between the gravity clusters drift apart, and then the stars drift away from their galaxies, and the planets drift away from their stars, and the moons from their planets. They will start to explode as they pull themselves apart, reducing the universe into its barest form until it can't handle the pressure, and the fabric of space tears itself apart.
That just sounds scary.
Right, like, that's why I was like, do these theories just keep getting worse and worse as I go? Because, like, the Big Rip literally, oh my god, I'm just imagining being pulled apart like a medieval torture device.
Does that mean that we'll get taller?
Charmy, that is the least of your problems, okay?
Hey, that's not a problem if you're getting taller, okay?
Yeah, it is, until you get so tall that you're literally like, Yeah, I don't want that. But yeah, that's big rip theory. It didn't say how far into the future this will be, but I'm assuming pretty far. Yeah, because the galaxy is like still expanding. So yeah, what do you think about this theory?
Scary.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this theory. I hope this theory is not true, but I won't be here. But still, for the future people, I hope this isn't true. All right, that leaves us with the last theory, the big freeze theory, or the heat death theory.
Freeze or heat?
Girl, it's the big freeze theory or the heat death theory. What don't you understand?
Because freeze and heat are kind of like opposites.
Well, you about to learn about why it's called both.
Unless it's freeze or burn, which is kind of like contradictory.
In the universe and other isolated systems, entropy will increase until it reaches a maximum value. Entropy is the lack of energy and the measure of unpredictability. So everything in the universe eventually moves from order to disorder. Entropy is the measurement of that shift. Mm-hmm. So they're like measuring the disorder.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, it's so weird. I literally looked up so many ways. I was like so confused on this word. This one word alone just made me like frustrated for 30 minutes, but I got it. So yay for me. One day all the energy in the universe will become evenly distributed, preventing any further action from occurring. The universe will essentially freeze into place. All the chemical reactions happening in the universe would stop as everything eventually evens out. The universe would be in an equilibrium state and no more heat transfer will occur. The universe will become so vast that supplies of gas would spread thin and no more stars could form. The universe would effectively be dead, aka heat death. So no heat. That's why it's called the big freeze and heat death. All heat is gone.
Oh, heat death, not death caused by heat, but the death of heat.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, I see how y'all played me. Y'all played me, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
But
it doesn't necessarily mean that like we would freeze. I just feel like not like everything would just be stagnant. Like they really don't know what that would look like how to describe what that looked like.
Well, if we stop, everything stops. I feel like we would stop moving, and like, you know, one side of the earth would be so fucking hot, and the other side because of the sun, and the other side would be so fucking cold because there's no sun.
I mean, I guess I just wish there was.
We have to live in the in between.
But yeah, those are the 4 ways that the universe could be destroyed.
Well, luckily, this will probably happen millions of years from now, and we'll all be dead.
Okay, maybe not trillions, but billions.
Billions, trillions.
Yeah, I feel like billions.
What's after that?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Quadrillion.
It's too much, infinite. It's too many zeros. I don't want to think about it. So which one was your favorite theory and least favorite theory?
My favorite theory, I like the one of my least favorite theory is the big rip, because that just sounds so fucking scary. And I think my favorite is the big bounce, because I just like the name.
I like the big bounce too. I don't want to be during big bounce because that would still mean that the people would be compressed.
Yeah.
But the big rip and the big crunch, man. I'm not really I don't even like that name, the big crunch. I don't like that. But also the big rip ain't any better. I don't want the universe to end in any of these ways.
Everything comes to an end. We all know this.
Isn't the opposite of Einstein's theory of relativity?
He ain't here.
Okay. Well, you've made it to the end.
You must really like the sounds of our high-pitched voices and quirky commentary.
You might as well like and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to be notified every time we drop new content. If you want to follow our social medias, then they will be linked in the description box below.
Bye!
Yay, don't fall asleep during this one. I know it was like a sciencey one, but it's cool.
Science rules!